Chapter 3. The Art of Living Well. What does it mean to live well? Not just to survive, not just to get by, but to truly live with peace, purpose, and joy. It's a question as old as time. And if you've ever asked yourself, what's the point of all this? You're not alone. The search for happiness is universal. We chase it in careers, in relationships, in money, in travel. Yet so often, we come up empty. That's where Seneca's voice cuts through the noise, clear, wise, and astonishingly relevant. Nearly 2,000 years ago, he wrote letters to a young friend named Lucilius, practical advice on how to live well, think clearly, and avoid common traps. Today, we explore 4 powerful lessons from those letters. Timeless wisdom to help you live better in the modern world. Let's begin with one of Seneca's most famous teachings. Lesson 1. How to choose your friends. Letter 3. On true and false friendship, Seneca writes, when friendship is settled, you must trust. Before friendship is formed, you must pass judgment. In other words, don't hand out your trust like candy. Test a person's character before calling them your friend. Once you do, trust fully. But don't rush the process. In the ancient world, trust wasn't just emotional. It was often a matter of survival. A false friend could betray you to enemies, take your wealth, or ruin your name. So Seneca warned, be slow to trust, but loyal once you do. Let's look at a Roman example. In the days of Julius Caesar, a man named Brutus was called his friend. They dined together, planned together, but Brutus eventually joined the plot to assassinate him. Et2, Brute? The ultimate betrayal. Now jump to the modern world. How many friends do you have on social media? Hundreds? Thousands? But how many would actually show up if you were sick, broke, or in crisis? Today, friendship is often a performance. Likes, tags, birthday wishes on Instagram. But real friendship? That's rare. Seneca's advice, don't mistake attention for loyalty. Key takeaway, choose friends slowly. Judge by character, not charm. And once you find a true friend, invest deeply. One loyal friend is worth more than 1,000 followers. If this idea resonates with you, take a moment now. Like this video. Share it with someone who values real wisdom. And don't forget to subscribe to Wealth Waves. Every week, we explore ancient ideas to enrich modern life. Now, let's move to something Seneca really warned against: crowds. Lesson 2. The dangers of the crowd. Letter 7. On crowds, Seneca puts it plainly. I never come back home with the same character I took out with me. He was talking about the danger of crowds, not just physical danger, but moral and mental danger. When we're in crowds, we absorb the energy around us, and often, it's not good. In ancient Rome, the Colosseum was the ultimate crowd. People cheered as men were slaughtered. Gladiators, prisoners, sometimes even animals. It was entertainment, but also desensitization. Seneca hated it. He wrote that he felt morally weaker after attending, that the cruelty of the crowd infected him. So he avoided such gatherings, not because he was a snob, but because he was protecting his soul. Now fast forward. Think about the modern crowd, not in the streets, but on your screen. Twitter mobs, viral outrage, comment wars, TikTok trends that push toxic ideas. We may not be in a stadium, but we're in the crowd, all day, every day, scrolling, judging, absorbing. Seneca's advice? Step back. Be alone. Rebuild your mind in solitude. Think for yourself. Key takeaway. The crowd often lowers your standards. Whether it's a stadium or a screen, too much exposure can weaken your moral compass. Protect your mind by choosing what and who you let in. Now, let's turn to a surprising topic: wealth. Lesson 3. How to be rich, even if you're broke. Letter 18. On festivals and fasts, Seneca offers a radical perspective. Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, saying to yourself the while, is this the condition that I feared? What's he saying? Practice being poor, so you're never afraid of poverty. This is not about punishment. It's about freedom. Seneca believed that true wealth is not having more, it's needing less. If you can live simply, even for a few days, you free yourself from fear. Let's go back to his time. Seneca was one of the wealthiest men in Rome, but he would sometimes eat plain bread, sleep on the floor, wear rough clothes, just to prove to himself that he didn't need luxury. So if it ever disappeared, he wouldn't be destroyed. Now let's look at today. Imagine a startup founder with $10 million net worth, but he is terrified of losing it. His happiness is tied to his lifestyle. If the markets crash, he crashes. Compare that to someone earning $30,000 a year who's learned to live well, budget smartly, and find joy in small things. Who's richer? Seneca would say, the one who fears less. Key takeaway: wealth isn't measured by what you own, but by what you can live without. Practice simplicity, not out of guilt, but for power. The less you fear losing, the freer you become. Let's now explore one of the biggest myths, that changing your location will fix your life. Lesson 4. Travel doesn't solve your problems. Letter 28. On travel as a cure for discontent, Seneca writes, you must change the soul, not the climate. He's talking to people who run, from city to city, country to country, hoping that a new place will fix their unhappiness. Seneca's view? You can change your scenery, but you still take yourself with you. Here's a Roman example. A nobleman named Gaius kept sailing from port to port. He thought each new city would lift his boredom, cure his anxiety. But nothing changed, because he hadn't changed. Now let's go modern. Instagram is full of escape fantasies. Bali, Iceland, digital nomads with laptops by the beach. And yes, travel can be beautiful, expanding, inspiring. But if you're using travel to escape your problems, you're only postponing the pain. As the saying goes, wherever you go, there you are. Seneca challenges us. Instead of booking your next flight, try sitting with your thoughts. Reflect. Write. Confront what's really bothering you. That's how real transformation begins. Key takeaway: movement doesn't equal growth. You can't escape yourself. True peace comes not from changing your location, but from changing your mindset. And before we close, a quick note. Thank you for being part of this journey. If you found value in today's lessons, I invite you to explore our earlier episodes, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and chapters 1 and 2 of Letters from Seneca. Each one is crafted to bring timeless wisdom into your daily life. And of course, like, share, and subscribe to Wealth Waves. Your support fuels this mission to bring ancient wisdom to modern minds. Closing reflections. So, what have we learned today? 1. Choose your friends carefully. Look for character, not charm. 2. Avoid the crowd's moral decay. Think for yourself. 3. True wealth is freedom from fear, not more money. 4. You can't run from yourself. Change must begin within. These are not just old ideas. They're survival tools for a distracted, noisy, uncertain world. In our next episode, we dive into one of the most profound topics of all, facing death, fear, and freedom. How to make peace with mortality and live courageously every day. Until then, remember, the art of living well is a lifelong practice. Start today. You've been listening to Ancient Wisdom for Modern Life, brought to you by Wealth Waves. Thank you for your time. Stay curious, stay courageous, and as always, live wisely.